CharMargolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision.
Good evening, everybody. It's Char and da-da-da-da, Sunny.
He's like, leave me alone, Mom. I'm sleeping.
No, seriously, he was. He's already, as he does every time I do the show late at night. He goes to bed early. So today is September 24th, 2021.
Woohoo!
In case you're watching this 100 years from now,
Right.
I'll come and haunt you.
Right.
How are you, Tony?
I'm good. I'm glad it's Friday. I'm a little sleepy today.
Well, you'll catch up on the weekend, won't you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna relax this weekend. How's Michigan?
It's really beautiful, and the colors just are starting to start on the trees, and it's so pretty. And I've been very busy. Tote that barge, lift that bale, outside doing yard work. So I've been moving gravel. So I put my back out again.
Oh my gosh.
3 times. But chiropractor puts it back together. So Jeffrey Fanish keeps me in shape. Jeff Nussbaum and David Brownstein, Dr. Brownstein keep me in shape. So I'm blessed. So I know I sent this to you, but I was like, okay, so my friend in the Netherlands who runs the network sends me this email from Variety. And it's the 5 most memorable
I saw that.
morning show guests. And
that is amazing.
And I know I sent it to you. So they had Charlie Sheen, whatever, Charlie Sheen on Good Morning America.
Right.
They had President Barack Obama on Good Morning America. They had Kelly, that crazy, I don't know what happened on the morning show with Oprah's friend Gail. And then they had Tom Cruise on Today. But the number 1 that they had was
you.
It was me. It was me predicting Kelly Ripa's pregnancy on the air.
That's pretty great.
Let's read it. Whether one believes that self-proclaimed psychic Char Margolis, a veteran guest of many a talk show, will you guys email Variety? And if I can't just be self-proclaimed, I have to say my clients and my friends who have had readings proclaim it as well. Okay. Actually has the ability to supernaturally read other people. She was on the money very publicly at least once on live television. A 2000 visit to live during one of the show's recurring psychic weeks early in Kelly Ripa's initial auditioning period to become Regis Philbin's regular co-host. Ripa had been keeping a secret. She and husband Mark Consuelos had learned they were expecting their second child, but they'd yet to tell anyone for fear of blowing her big opportunity there. She'd even balked at appearing with Margolis, but Consuelos assured her the psychic would never detect the pregnancy, except that within just a few moments of conversation with Ripa, Margolis predicted that a new baby was coming and soon. Noticing Ripa's teary-eyed response, Philbin, God bless Regis Philbin, directly asked her if she was expecting. I haven't told my bosses yet, the chagrined Ripa replied. Today, Ripa contends the wildly unexpected moment, and The audience's thrilled response cemented her position in their hearts and at Philbin's side. I really am convinced that you're the reason I wound up getting this job, she subsequently told Margolis.
Wow.
That was very sweet of her to say that. I mean, that was really, really sweet of her. She's a nice girl.
She is.
And
That's pretty
really
cool, though.
lovely.
You were,
Hmm?
I said, that's pretty cool, though, that article.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's in the archives of television. It's in pop culture. So I'm honored and I'm thrilled. And, you know, it just happened to be caught on tape. You know, there's so many things that, you know, talented people do that never other people don't see. So I was blessed that that whole thing worked out. And it was Joanne Salzman, my dear friend, who had a feeling that I should be on the day that Kelly was on. And because I wanted to be on, I said, oh, put me on Halloween. She says, no, you're not a Halloween psychic. I said, okay. I said, no, we're going to put you on blah, 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 because she was the talent coordinator. And, you know, the rest is history. So I'm kind of, you know, bragging a little bit, but it's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Yeah. And
congrats.
so, you know, I've worked so hard for so many years, and it's to help people help themselves and understand about their intuition, that it's nice when you get some accolades.
Amen, sister.
Right. So, okay, talking about that, I had a conversation, a Zoom session with my editor today. And he's got a lot of notes for me because I've written a book, and the book's going to be coming out in 2022, we think. And so we talked about some things, and one of them was, he said, what kind of questions do people ask you about their intuition and their psychic ability? So I'm going to read for people today, but also I really want first to have callers call in about questions about your own intuition and your own psychic abilities. So if we can get the phones going like that, I would be grateful.
So say that one more time for the people.
Okay, so everybody watching, please call in. What's the number?
323-524-2599.
Yeah. Call in with questions about your own intuition and your own psychic abilities. I should have put it on social media, but I did the social media earlier. So no one's really probably had any calls about, or hasn't called in yet about that, because I just told you guys.
Right. Yeah, the lines are full. So
Right. Okay.
We'll definitely take the calls, but yeah, if you're listening on the phone line, Char would love you to talk about that also.
Yeah, please. And I'm happy that you guys are calling and the lines are full. Let's take one of the callers.
Let's do it. Let's see. Let's do an 845. Donna.
Donna.
Oh, Donna.
Dana. My name is Dana.
Oh, Dana.
Dana. Yes. And before I tell you about my intuition, which is amazing that you picked this for tonight, I have to tell you, the first time I ever saw you was on Larry King, and it's the only interview of Larry King that I remember. And my husband said when we were sitting there, you have to call her. And eventually I did.
You're kidding. Dana, that is like that's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Oh, it's the truth.
Wow.
Just the truth. No, It was wonderful. And I've actually spoken to you and seen you 2 other times.
You have?
But not for a long time. I have, yes. Once in New York. And once on this show years ago on the phone.
On which show? This show?
Yes, I
You
think it was the show I called in.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting because I think we've been doing this show for 6 years now. So that's a long time. I always think it's like so brand new and it's not. But Dana, thank you so much for calling in. Do you have any, I will read for you, but do you have any questions about your own intuition? Like things that you've thought about that you just never asked anybody or that you wanted to find out? Like if you see,
Actually, there's several.
oh, good.
I don't see anything,
Okay.
but I don't even know how to explain what happens. But
Mhm,
maybe you understand that.
mhm.
Like I know something, but I don't know how I know it or where I know it. I know it. One of
So,
the things was my cousin. I hadn't seen my cousin in a long time,
mhm.
and I went to visit her, and she was standing outside, and I got out of the car, and
Mhm.
I got a message that she was pregnant. She was
You're
about 2 weeks pregnant at that time.
okay. So
She
that's
didn't
amazing.
know. Yeah, well, that's,
She had
yeah.
no idea.
Do you want to just stick? She had no idea. None.
Wow.
We
Okay.
didn't know
And
for about a month.
okay. So when you say you got a message, how did you know it was a message? Was it just a thought? Was it a feeling? What was it?
That's what I mean. I'm not sure. It's like it comes from somewhere, and it it it's not in my head really. It's sort of in my being, and then it gets acknowledged. I don't know how to explain it. And then
What?
there was another one
Uh-huh.
that was, I mean, there's been a bunch of little, there's another one that was very intense. Basically, I was driving in the area that I live in,
Mhm.
and it was like sort of a separated two-way road. And out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a really close friend of mine, her car, which is very unusual on this road to notice
In
cars
your
going in the
peripheral,
opposite direction.
in your peripheral vision.
I think so in the corner of my eye, but then I got again, it was the same thing that happens to me every so often,
Mhm.
is I got a message that Linda just found out she has cancer and she's on
Oh,
her way home.
oh my God.
And and I sort of thought about it a little over the course of the day, but
Mhm.
it wasn't validated. And then the next morning, early in the morning, I got a call from Linda crying hysterically to tell me she had cancer.
Wow. Wow. And
Yeah.
what did you
So,
tell? Wait, did you tell her you had a feeling?
no, I never told her. I don't think I ever told her. It just, she was so upset, and there was nothing like that. I just didn't feel like that was gonna
Yeah,
help
that
her for
and
me to.
it would not have helped her. But God
Mm.
bless you, Dana.
Oh, thank you. You
Yes.
too.
Well, thank you. But see, I mean, you're gifted and it comes naturally to you. And when you get those feelings, I totally understand it because it's kind of like an all-knowing thought. It's like it's just an all-knowing feeling. You just know it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really good way to
And
describe it.
so
And
I
then there's
I give
another time.
yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to hear about another time?
Yeah, I do.
It was a really stormy night. I live up in the Catskills in New York and mountainous. It was a really stormy night, and my son, who had just gotten his license, wanted to go up to his friend's house on this windy road in the pouring rain,
Mhm.
drive up there. And I kept saying, I have a really bad feeling about this,
Uh-huh.
really bad feeling. So basically, what ultimately happened was I let him take my car, which was a large SUV.
Mm-hmm.
And as he was driving up and going around this pin turn on the road, some car backed out of their driveway and hit him really hard.
Wow.
And afterwards, he had said to me, "You know, Mom, if I was in my car, I would have definitely been seriously hurt, maybe been killed."
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you do it. It is amazing, but it just happens.
well, yeah, but it's very natural for you. It's definitely a sixth sense that
Mm-hmm.
you use, that you own your power, which is great. Can I ask you about the J person that I'm getting? Is there a J or G person around you?
There's a couple of J's,
Is there anyone deceased?
both.
And is there a male
Oh, and then
deceased?
there's one. Yes,
There's one what? Living or deceased?
there's two deceased and one living.
And is it J-O? Is it spelled J-O
That's
or J?
that. Well, J O is living.
And
And what was
and is
the other one you said?
one deceased that's J-A or J-E?
J-E.
Like Jeffrey or Jerry or Gerald or
Yes,
Jeremy?
Jeffrey,
Who's Jeffrey?
my brother.
He's here.
Oh, is he
Jeffrey's
okay?
here. Yeah. He's with a woman.
Oh, good.
Who's, do you
He
know,
is.
is there an M or A person deceased? Was your grandmother or your mother?
Both of my grandmothers were M.
M-A-R?
Yes.
Like Mary or Margaret or Marie?
Marta.
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 Marta, Margaret, that would be close to me. Yeah, I feel like they met him,
Mhm.
but there's also, is your dad deceased?
Yes.
I think he's with your dad. And was your dad's middle name a J? Or,
No. My
okay,
mother's name.
your mother started with J?
Yes.
Was she J-E or
No.
J with an N in her name or an L in it?
Mm,
It wasn't
no.
Judith or Judy.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Judy.
I was hearing it backwards. Okay. Judy's here. She met your brother. They met each other
Mm-hmm.
and your dad. And um,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like your brother is better now. I don't know. Do you have problems when he was alive?
Terrible problems. He was mentally ill,
Yeah,
and
they
he had
say
a
he had big, it was hard for him to live. It was hard for him to function.
very hard,
And
extremely hard.
yeah, and he felt he wanted to go to the other side. He felt, he had enough of it here.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
What
it,
ended up happening basically, it's
yeah,
a long story. You don't have time for it, but I said to myself and to other people, my parents went and got him and
they
said,
did.
enough.
They
This is
did.
too hard. You come with us. Is that
Yeah,
how it happened?
yep. Life was just too difficult for him, and he's much
Mm-hmm.
better over there. He's much happier,
Mm-hmm.
but he fulfilled his purpose. Uh, inconvenienced people, handicapped people, inconvenienced or mentally ill, many times come here as teachers for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he was a teacher for everybody, and he also is saying you would have felt responsible, and it would have been a big responsibility for you.
Mm-hmm. It always was.
Yeah. Well, Dana, you are a delight, and I'm so happy you called in. Thank you so much, and thank you for remembering that I was on Larry King. I was on a lot of shows, and I
Yeah,
appreciate.
oh no, I loved it. It was so fun.
Thank you. I so appreciate you, and I appreciate your husband. Uh, support both of you, and I wish you
Oh,
only
thank you.
stay safe. And it's nice that you're. Are you still in upstate New York?
I am.
That's
Yes, I
beautiful.
was gone for a while, but yeah, it's wonderful here. One
Yep.
of the best places in the world. In fact, one of the times when I talked to you on the phone, we talked for a while, and at one point you said to me, because you were saying you're someplace that's has good water, that's healthy, that's really good for you, and you were like sort of going on. You were getting all the good energy from this area, and
Yeah.
then you said to me, "Where are you?"
Well, that's lovely. I'm so happy that you're in a place with fresh air and some space to roam, without a mask. So
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
nice.
Thank
It's
you.
nice.
Yeah, I am.
Well, God bless you. Be well. Call in
And you
anytime.
too.
Anytime. Thank you
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
took notes. I took notes. I'm going to add something about this. So the question that you would probably ask is, I can't explain it. I just know it. It's an all-knowing feeling. I just know it.
Yeah,
Okay. Read my new book.
exactly.
It'll be in there.
Okay.
Okay. Take good
Thank you
care.
so much.
All the best.
You
Thank you.
too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Th-
Good choice, Tony.
Thank you. It was my intuition.
What's your intuition? So, Tony, if you had a question about your intuition, what would it be? If you had a question for me about what developing your intuition or understanding something, like when so and so happens, I don't understand so and so, or do you have a question?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me would be because you hear different types of, like of intuition, from smell to see to thought to what I can't remember what they're called, but taste, all that stuff. And when one
Our
has
senses, our senses.
our senses, or but how do you? Let's say I see things, but I want to increase not only seeing things but also maybe hearing things. How do I increase other aspects of my intuition besides what I'm just gifted with?
So, ask your spirit guides to help you with that.
So spirit
And
guides.
yeah, ask your spirit guides to help you. And the one thing that I notice in all the years that I've been doing this is that I get to plateaus. Like I'll go along, I'll be the same with my gift, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden one day it'll grow and it'll get better.
Hmm.
And then a couple years later I'll hear things differently or feel things differently, and it'll get even better. And it's still happening.
So it's a
Like
constant
now,
growth.
things that are happening are like right before I fall asleep, I can hear people talking, voices.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
so ask your guides, and then the more relaxed you are, the more opportunity comes. And maybe I'm telling you this about sleeping, because when you're sleeping you'll hear things, like when you're in that REM stage.
Okay. Because mine is more feeling. Like if it's people, especially if I'm getting a feeling of a person, good, bad, something's
Right.
wrong. Not just an empath, but just feeling. But then I don't hear the voice. I don't hear voices. I don't see things, at least not as of yet. But
Have you ever had anyone manifest in front of you, a dead person?
when I was a child, I did. I had a ghost, or a spirit when I was a child, but not since then.
I have.
I'll,
But that's okay. So ask your guides,
okay.
and when you meditate, ask for that. Because it's kind of like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger you get. Now, maybe, yeah, okay, so you can sing. You have a great voice. I know that. So that's a God-given gift. You can sing. But maybe you don't dance as well as you can sing.
Right.
I've never seen
Used to. Yeah, I don't shake it anymore. I'm the old middle-aged white guy now.
So you sing naturally and it comes, and that's your intuition. That's when you get feelings.
Right.
But when you're dancing, you have to work harder at it. You go,
Right.
okay, shuffle one, shuffle two. Oh, okay. I need to work on that more.
Kickball chain.
So now you need to work on your clairaudience.
Okay. See, that's like the clairaudience and clairvoyance and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's just that sometimes we have stronger gifts in the psychic world than others. Like a lot of my stuff comes through thought and feeling. So, thank you for that, Tony. Let's get a caller in.
Let's do it. All right, let's see. How about Marcy? Excuse me, 949.
Okay, Marcy.
Hi, Char.
Hi, Marcy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I am the one that is going to maybe give you a piece of art one day.
Oh, Marcy, it's so good to see you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I couldn't find anybody to get it.
No worries. No.
I couldn't find anybody to pick it up, but I still want it. I picked it out.
You did, but you can pick another one out that's smaller, and I could just bring it to you if you like.
Oh, that's so kind. Well, we have to wait till I get back to Los Angeles or California. So Marcy, well, I know you're intuitive and you are an artist and that's your gift, but do you have any questions about your own intuition or the way you see things or feel things?
Well, I guess my question is when I have intuition, it's just an all-knowing, and I know what's about to happen or I know what happened, but it really doesn't come on enough. Or when I meet a person, I immediately love them or I immediately think something's amiss. So I know I have an incredible intuition, but it doesn't come much about big things.
When you say big things, what do you mean?
I mean, I talked to you about this years ago. I knew I was going to get in a car accident, and I did. And then you had told me, I should have done stuff differently so that didn't happen. But so things like that, something like a car accident or
okay.
I don't know, anything meaningful, like where I should move, that sort of thing.
Okay, so the question would be, why did I get in the car accident? I knew I was going to get into it. Why did I get into it? So, and you have to decipher between your fears and your intuition, your thoughts. So the question would be, when I get a feeling like this, can I prevent the problem from happening?
Right.
And I think most of the time we can.
I guess I don't understand how.
Well, how did the accident happen? Was it something you totally couldn't avoid?
I was driving down the street and someone hit me from behind, and it started one of those chain accidents.
Wow. So you weren't told by your, so you need to get closer, in a closer relationship with your spirit guides and your guardian angels. Say, okay, well, I don't want to be in a car accident, so how do we prevent this? And it might be, wait 10 minutes before you leave the house, or uh, go down the other street, not that street.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
the more,
And then another, sorry.
but talk to them and say, okay, I don't want to be in a car accident. How do we prevent it? Get into it with them.
Okay.
And what was
And
the
then
other?
one time I think it was like a dream. I was flying to New York, and then on the way back, there was a connecting flight. I knew they were going to ask for people to get off the flight, and at that time, give up their seat because it was too crowded, full. And at that time they gave out free flights, round trip, and I knew I would get two. And then it happened, and it was just so weird. They make the announcement of, they want volunteers, and then you go get it. And it was just weird that I saw the whole scene before it happened.
Wow, that's very cool. And that also was a blessing for you because you got 2 free tickets.
Yeah, well, actually, I went up to the desk. The only thing that was different was they said 1.5. I go, no, 2's better. that was the only thing that was different.
And you got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have somebody close to you that's sick, that's ill?
I do.
Is it a male?
No.
It's a female. Okay. So you have a female that's ill. I didn't know if it was a male or female. So, and do they have this under control now, or are they still having issues?
Still having issues.
And is it like they're not allowed, that their body's not allowing them to control it or fix it?
Something like that, yes.
And are you helping this person? Are you being there for them, or calling them and seeing how they are, or helping them in any way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, are you their main caretaker or just one of them?
Yeah.
You're their main caretaker.
Right.
I see that you're being very unselfish about trying to make their lives more comfortable. Do you take them to the doctor?
Yeah, always. Yes, in this case, she's traveling, so she's away.
She's away from where?
From where I live.
So she's traveling, or she lives somewhere else?
She's traveling.
So she's not that ill if she's traveling.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so is this family or a good friend?
Family.
Is it a sister or mother?
Daughter.
A daughter. Oh, I didn't even think about a daughter. Okay, so it's your daughter. So I'm thinking, has she thought of going to a different kind of specialist?
I don't think so.
Because they've already nailed it?
I just think she's gone to, really top doctors in general.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else she could do.
Well, she can think positive and be optimistic. And did they give her bad news or scary news?
No.
Oh, okay. I just feel like I feel like she can deal with it or try to control it, or I don't know. I think she can beat the odds.
Okay, great.
Hmm. But I see that you really, that's why you're the caretaker. You're her mom. And then
Yes, I am slightly attached to her.
you pardon?
I was teasing. I'm slightly attached to her.
Yeah, slightly. Um, and her attitude's good. That's really important too, right?
Yeah, yeah, excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. I'm glad she's flying. I'm glad she's traveling. It's good.
Yeah, me too. By the way, I've told you this before, but the first time I heard you, I was just thinking of the previous call I told you about Larry King. I saw you on the Donnie Deutsch show. That's where I first saw you.
Donnie Deutsch. Wow.
That's how long ago. And you told him something like one of his girlfriends was having a kid. And he looked so mortified. I thought, he was going to pass out or something.
And I think she did.
He did.
She did have a kid. One of them. I mean, I don't know if it's the one I said, but didn't she? Didn't he? He ended up being.
Yeah. No. Yeah, he had a daughter. Yeah.
I didn't know I said that. Did I say that? I don't remember. See, I don't remember
You did.
what I said.
Something. Yeah.
Great.
It was something like, "What, you're about to have a kid" or something. But yeah, he was pretty disturbed.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. He was a good interviewer. He was good.
Yeah, he was. He's really good.
He had a really nice audience. Like they were educated and intuitive and really, really nice audience. So
Yeah, it was a while ago. That's where I saw you. And as soon as I saw you, I was totally like, I have to call you because you're amazing.
you're so kind. Well, you're amazing, and I am going to get that painting one of these days. I would love that. I thought about it
Okay.
before I left, and I thought,
Yeah.
God, I looked at the blank wall and I said, I never got that painting, but I couldn't find anybody. And with COVID, it's even harder. But anyway, Marcy, thank you so much. Sending you all my love.
Okay, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Wow. She's got this beautiful painting for me.
Oh, really? I can't wait to see it.
It's beautiful, but it's huge, and I didn't have anybody to pick it up. I need somebody who's got a truck.
It's that big.
I have a wall for it.
Is Sunny in it?
No, Sunny's not. But
Don't tell him that.
That's really what we should have. Sunny photos everywhere.
The
Well,
star.
he just put his head up like, Mommy, why did you say my name? Okay, let's get another caller.
All right, let's do it. Let me see. Let's see if there's any new callers coming in. Let's do 805. That's a local person.
Okay,
Megan, I think.
Megan.
Hi,
Hi, Megan. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I was just on YouTube and I found you and I was able to call in, so I'm kind of excited.
Well, I'm excited. Thank you so much for finding me and for finding me on YouTube. That's one more person that'll be on. Sign up for my YouTube channel. That's great. I've got my own
Yes.
channel now.
Yes,
So thank you.
yes.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I was listening to your topic on intuition,
Yeah.
And I have had several incidences of intuition that come through, and when it happens, it scares me.
Oh,
It scares me a lot.
that's I mean, it's not good that it scares you, but that's a good subject for me to write about.
Yeah, because I feel like, because it's not always good things that come through. And that's the stuff that scares me.
Like, can you give us an example?
Well, like going back to the Northridge earthquake, I was newly married. I had a roommate living with us in the house we had owned. And the night before it happened, I was very uneasy, And I actually verbalized, I feel like we're going to have an earthquake. And then the next morning when it happened, I was like, how the hell did you know that was going to happen? But stuff like that, And then sometimes when I doodle, I have thoughts that come into my head that, that aren't always good. And sometimes you're like, I feel like, is this a coincidence or am I doing something?
Well, I think you're being fed information. I think the universe is tipping you off, because when the earthquake happened, there's, I mean, it's not great to be in an earthquake, but didn't you feel like, oh, wow, I had a feeling about this? Don't you feel like you were scared, that you're guided, that, you couldn't stop the earthquake, but at least you were guided to know, it's not like you saw an earthquake and you died, God forbid, it's more like, oh. So I feel like sometimes when we get feelings that aren't so great, but that are inevitable, it's kind of like, oh, there's a bigger plan that I'm being tipped off about, but also I'm being protected.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there, I feel when I get those things, and I've gotten those things too, like, oh, I dread this thought, but it also prepared me to, in a weird way, you can never be prepared for someone else's death who you love. You can never really be prepared, but at least, somewhere out there, there's, there's some kind of knowledge that's protecting you. And so, so you might be an earthquake psychic. What do you think about what do you think about earthquakes now? Have you had any feelings about them?
I get it. I get it. And that was like a big one that it happened on, but it happens on things like that, on other earthquakes before. I know it sounds weird because I don't,
No,
to me, it just doesn't make sense. It's like,
no,
but
you're probably an earth mother kind of person and attached to nature.
Yeah, that'd be a fair assessment.
Right? So you love nature.
Yeah.
And you're, you get excited if you see a deer or a bird or whatever, or.
Yeah, I like animals. I love animals. So, yeah.
So, but my question to you is, have you had any feeling recently about earthquakes?
Yeah, actually, thinking back, yes, I have recently. I feel like I just have an urgency I live in Southern California, and just lately I just have had an urgency. I just want to get out.
Okay.
That's the feeling. Not necessarily like, oh, there's a big earthquake coming, but I feel like knowing that I don't like earthquakes to begin with, and that's happened before with a few other ones. I've had an urgency, I just got to get out of I want to get out of Southern California. And I feel like when I think that, I think earthquake in the back of my mind, like, not that there's other things that make me want to leave, but that's also something that I want to leave because I don't want to be around for anymore.
Well, it's interesting you say that because you've never listened to the show before, right?
Uh-uh.
Well, I said a couple a couple weeks ago. I said, I'm worried about earthquakes. I'm concerned about earthquakes.
Oh, see, that just gave me the chills because I've made plans to be out of California by the beginning of next year. That's my goal. And I just keep on thinking to myself, am I going to make it before, am I going to be out before it happens?
Well,
and it sounds crazy because I'm not living in fear of it, but like when I think about leaving California, that's a thought to leave.
I totally understand because I felt better going to Michigan at this time. I'm not saying forever, but I just felt better going to Michigan. So, so when are you going? When are you leaving?
I have plans to leave the beginning of 2022 in January. But I have a few health things going on, so I just want to take care of all that before I can actually leave on that date. But I feel like, in a weird way, I almost feel like it's a rush. I got to get this stuff done, and I got to get out.
And I think you need to.
It's weird.
I think you need to do that. What kind of health things?
Well, I recently had melanoma. And then, this whole year has been weird. I had COVID at the beginning of the year. I'm fine from that. I had melanoma over the summer. I have a torn rotator cuff now. And then I've had constant problems with my mammograms. And so I just had one today, and that always gives me a little anxiety. Not that I always have to go back for films or they find things. And it's just having that whole thing just makes me anxious.
But they caught the melanoma at an early stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah, it was a very rare form of melanoma, but yeah, they caught it early.
I'm not worried. And I also feel like it's so. Do you know where you want to move to?
Yes, I want to move to Arizona.
I was just going to say still in the West. So good for you. Go for it. Go do it.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
mean, you're gonna do it, if I said so or not. But I think your feeling, let me give you the power or compliment you on your all knowing that that's what you want and that's what you need to do, and understanding your own intuition. And yeah, I think you're right. And I think when you get there, in hindsight, you're going to look back and go, wow, it's a good thing I left.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so.
That's what I think.
Do you see anything else for me, or
well,
job related, love related?
So I wanted to know if there's anybody else that's an M or A initial around you. Like, did you have anyone deceased or
middle name? I have a few. My middle initial is A.
Is it A? Okay, so your middle name's A, but did you have like anyone deceased or mother or grandmother or anybody?
Yeah, my mother and my mother have the same middle initial.
Is it A-N or A-L?
Yeah.
What? A-N?
A-N.
Like Anne?
Anne. Yeah.
Anne? Okay. And your mom's living or?
No, she's passed away.
Okay, so I think your mom's spirit must be here then. That's how she's coming in. And was there a romance with an R or J initial in the past?
No.
Or an R?
No.
Is there an R or B or R or D?
Yeah, B. There was a B. My ex-husband was a B.
Don't say the name. Is it B with an R in it or an L in it?
L.
Bill?
Yes.
Okay, because I go to the past to get to the present to get to the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a blessing that he's out of there. He's an ex-husband?
It is. He's an ex-husband, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, you probably had karma with him and finished your karma, and so you can move on. I feel that you would want to be in a relationship, but you're not looking that hard.
No.
And so I feel like you kind of are comfortable in your own, either in your own skin or, in the path that you've been walking. I do think you're going to get a new position, a new job. Are you looking for a new job?
I would like to. My injury for my shoulder is related to the job I have now.
Well,
so right now I'm not working.
Yeah, but do you do hair or work with your hands?
Yeah, I do. Yes. Yes.
You're a hair-
Yeah, I was a hairstylist.
hairstylist. Yeah, I have a feeling you're very gifted with it.
Yeah.
So you can't do hair now. So I don't know. I just have this feeling you're gonna find something else to do that's fun and people related. You're great with people. And you probably very intuitive with your clients doing hair. You were probably very psychic about it. And that's probably why they kept coming to you, besides that you did their hair really well. So I don't mean to rush you off, but I just looked at the time and we've got it. We're going to have to move on. But yes, I see you move.
Okay.
Move is great. I think you're going to move in time. I think in hindsight, you're going to be happy you moved. I'm not 100% sure about the romance if you wanted it bad enough, you would find it. But I feel like you're not trying, and if you open up more, I just think that there's still some blocks from Bill and maybe some other people who disappointed you. And I see a position at a work thing where you really are around people and having fun.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. All right, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
Stories with us. Okay, take good care.
Oh, all right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, the time went really fast, Tony.
It went fast.
It went really fast, but I want to thank you so much for helping us do CharVision. And Sonny's so tired. He's just trying to sleep.
He's like, just leave me alone.
Everybody for watching me and my mommy and listening to Uncle Tony. And thank you guys for calling in and helping us. Next week, I've got a live show with Chris Colfer. He's got a new book out. So those of you who know Chris, he's been on the show several times, and he was the gay kid on Glee, but he's more than that. He's like a New York Times best-selling author a zillion times. So anyway, please tune in and keep tuning in and sign up for my YouTube channel and download whatever you can. And it helps us help everybody else. Okay. Thanks, Tony. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody. And remember, intuition will take you places logic never could. Bye-bye.